everyone, I am Tacet, and today we're going to be going over teams and doing a key opening for the new legendary of Tesla, the master engineer of Adana. She's in event keys only for this week, then she'll be out of the drop pool for about a month, and then she'll just be in the drop pool as normal, like all of the event troops come in. So that is going to be Tesla. She is mainly focused on doing true damage based on armor, and we're going to try getting her real quick. One thing to note about event keys is this is the first time ever where there are 3 legends within the drop pool. There's Carnex, there's Dracos, 1337, and of course there is the new Tesla. You can see there are the other 2, and Tesla is going to pop up there somewheres. One other thing to note about using event keys this week is that the new kingdom is coming this Friday, so the following Monday, next Monday, the 1 week from today, will be the event for the new kingdom, so you may want to save some of your event keys for that. But Tesla is definitely a really solid troop. If you don't have a Crimson Bat, you'll definitely want to get your hands on one if you can. So we're going to try to get one. I'm only going to open until we get 2 of her. And, okay. There we go. Well, that was quick. Okay, then. That was a pretty lucky 50 pull, a Carnex and a double Tesla. I was actually going to stop exactly at Tesla. It didn't even give me enough time to finish. I assumed we'd go like 20 or like 200 or something keys, but I am fine with that. I may get it to Mythic later in the week. But as of right now, I'm just going to go for 2 copies. That was a lot quicker than I thought it would occur. But we got her, so that's nice. We'll just trade her all the way up, of course. She does have a new trait that no other troop currently has, other than her legendary trait, of course, which gives all allied mechs 5 attack and 5 armor. But she also has this invention trait. Invention gives her 2 armor whenever she does 4 times or 5 times matches. So basically like a huge, except it's for just always. Or not always. It's basically just huge except for armor, I mean. So it's just an armored version of huge. That will accumulate her armor, which will go for her overload. Deal 8 true damage, randomly split among enemies, boosted by all ally and enemy armor at a 4-to-1 ratio. So basically any armor boost that you do to your team that hits all 4 allies will actually basically be 1 additional damage for whatever its value is. For example, if it does a 20 armor gain to your entire team, then she would get 20 additional true damage from it. So we're going to go and mess with her. We already have some teams ready to go, so let's see what we have to face in PvP here. Okay, we're already up against Wraith Bone Dragon. I guess we'll have to start with the mech one then, replace out this Crimson Bat, and get in that Tesla. Where am I going? It's alphabetical order right there. Get in our Tesla into there, and here's what we're rolling with. We're rolling with the +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow banner, with a Dracos, Tesla, and a Prismatic Orb, and preferably we'd want to have fully traded mech, as this does give us mech class. As this does give us 50% starting mana on all mechs. We don't need a Dracos here. You can actually put any mech there. The only reason I put a Dracos there is because it has 0 conflict with our Tesla, and I want to block it as little as possible. Of course, we are blocking from our Carnex, but it kind of has to happen. Carnex is going to be our exploder, our mana generator. It's basically the only mech that can really generate a decent amount of mana. So we kind of have to go with the Carnex. He also has a pretty decent amount of armor, and since the change that he got in 3.0, his magic does upscale with his armor now. So, actually, this is all 3 of the, I didn't even realize that until just now. But these are all 3 of the legends that are currently in the event key drop pool. Carnex, Dracos 1337, and of course the new Tesla. That's funny, I didn't even try doing that, and that's exactly what just came out of this team. But what we're essentially going to be doing is just throwing down all of our abilities, getting Carnex up as quickly as possible. I think I'll get this disable out just so we can disable that Wraith, I think. But of course, we'll just armor buff her, try getting her mana, and then just kill them like crazy. I think we'll actually go for that now. So it doesn't actually matter which one we armor buff. Preferably, we'd actually want to go for Carnex, but since she was already... I was hoping we would actually get an extra turn or something there. But we can just get a little bit more. Let's see... we can't drop it. Yes, no, we can't. Okay, so I might just throw this I'm tempted to put this on, well, we don't need to worry about the freeze, I guess. I mean, the death mark, or the freeze. We have impervious on the first slot. Actually, we have impervious on the first 2 slots. Both of them have impervious, since Dracos also got that as of the 3.0 patch. He also has a lower mana cost now. I guess I'll save this for Bone Dragon then and just go for a blue surge here. So we will go for that, and we can fire our first Tesla, and it does an insane amount of damage. It's even better than Crimson Bats. And there we go. I think we deal almost 40 damage to every single one of them. Of course, it's split damage. And the main difference with her compared to like a Crimson Bat or something, she actually doesn't gain any benefit from magic. The only benefit she really gains is from the armor of everyone, including your allies. So do keep that in mind. We'll go for a Carnex here, and then just go straight into her mana. There should be enough blue that will hopefully get it. He is taking some away. Smart AI knows we need those blues, and we barely even got any out of that. But as soon as we can get her up one more time, that is match. I don't even need to cast this ability. Dracos is towards the weaker side, even after his buff. I still haven't found him to be particularly good. The fact that he has impervious is nice, but that's about it that he only has going for him for the most part. But we'll throw down the Tesla, and that is match right there. Yeah, Tesla's going to be a really, really fun troop. I could see it being used more, even more than Crimson Bats. Of course, Crimson Bat will still be better with things like Humility and Magic buffing teams, but overall, Tesla seems to be just slightly better. It will be slightly hard to tell this week as well, though. The main problem with this week is mechs do have like 50% bonus, and of course this team 50%, 50%, 50%, or she has 25%. But it's kind of hard to tell it relative to how she'll be after the fact, since we won't really know. But with teams like this, we can kind of check. Of course, this is actually similar to this team I showed last week for Crescendo. Let me just put in the Teslas instead of the Crimson Bats, of course. Where'd you go, Tesla? All the way at the bottom. We'll put our 2 Teslas in there. If you don't have a Crescendo, you can use a Vinoxia. If you don't have a Vinoxia, there is a new hero class coming next Monday, 3 of them actually, and one of them has a true damage purple weapon, which you could use there instead. You can also just use Spirit Fox there if you don't want to do either of them and you want to do something now. So we'll run with this, very similar to the team I showed this week, except with Teslas instead. One pretty nice thing about this is since we're still using our mech class, the mech will gain the benefit from our legendary trait. One other pretty good benefit about this team is it doesn't really utilize mechs. Of course, I'm mainly just using that with my class right now, and you could just go with none. If you can't actually get her traits, this would be a pretty decent team to use with her, and if you only have one of them, you can just place something else for mana generation on the team. So we will want to go for Gorgolfa mana, of course. It is our only mana generator. We'll want to, of course, go for that first, so we can fill up all of our troops. We'll just take that, bait out the skull. We are up against 4 times Bombot. We're going to be seeing similar teams to like this quite a bit, at least later in the game, mainly because this is the event gem for the week. So the brown, killing brown troops gives the event gem for the week, so we're going to be seeing a lot of that this week. Also, can you guys see that little pop-up thing? I've been trying to find a way to disable that. I notice it's been coming on stream, or whenever not on stream, whenever I do videos, it keeps coming up, and I don't know how to disable it. I'll need to figure that out later. Anyways, we'll throw that down. I keep redoing the recording whenever it comes up in the past, but this time I'm just going to leave it up there. I'll find a way to get rid of it. Anyways, where were we? Trying to get another Tesla. I probably should have held that Tesla and taken mana first and just double Tesla'd him. That, I believe, would have been enough damage to win, but I got distracted by a little message thingy. But, okay. We'll throw down, actually I don't even need to throw down a Crescendo. We mainly just need to go get Gorgolfa up, get one of these up, and then just end it. So yeah, we should have taken the mana there instead, probably could have gotten a red somewhere. But we'll do this, hopefully get her mana, and there we go. That's the Tesla we need to end out the battle. We even get the extra turn off the Cascade. Look at this, we'd even use the second Tesla. It's like it's not even here. And there we go. Tesla for the full team wipe. You've also heard me say in the past that Crimson Bats, 2-cast teams tend to be pretty quick. But if you can't 2-cast with them, then it's not really worth using. But one pretty nice thing about Tesla is, at least later in the game, I'm not quite sure about earlier in the game, But later in the game, she can double cast on the enemy, which is pretty nice. And let's do one last final team. This one is based mainly on armor buffing, somewhat similar to the first one, except we also have honors, which we're going to try to loop to gain all of our mana. Let me make sure. I almost just forgot to replace that the Crimson Bat. That would have been horrible. Let me go and replace that out for our Tesla. Get that right in, and we should be good to go. This will be a little bit weirder of a team because if we do lose our Tesla, we lose the entire battle. It's not as stable as the other ones, but if we can get honor looping, we can actually one Tesla him to death, which would be pretty insane. One other slight problem with this is these aren't actually mechs, of course, they're constructs. So unfortunately, we don't get that extra bonus from her ability. And of course, we also don't get the half manas on them because they are constructs, not mechs. But that won't really matter once we get their initial mana up. We should hopefully be able to start looping them. If not, then, oh well, we'll have to keep doing it until we get the loop. Because I do want to try one Teslaing then. Okay, we do miss the loop. We do get some of our mana back. He'll explode most of the board out and hopefully end up giving us something small. We'll see. Yeah, we'll just take this brown. Not too good a board to try to get this out. Another little slight problem we're having is if he ends up exploding, he's going to take out a lot of our team's armor, which in return takes out a lot of our damage, because of course the less armor we have, the less damage we do. And he's being pretty good about not casting it. We are distracting him with so many skulls, so that's mainly why. I don't think we can drop anything here, so we'll just take this brown in an area that we might be able to give him a skull, so we'll do that. And we don't give him a skull, so he's still not going for Bombot. Really surprised on that. But I am perfectly fine with that. Hope he never uses that Bombot. So we'll throw this down. Come on, give him a skull. Give him a skull. Nope, but we do have our orb up. So, ooh, ow. Okay, so that did a decent deal on us. Let me make sure he doesn't even die. Gosh, he's almost dying here. So we'll get our browns, and now we should be good to go on our loop. And if we can get this loop going, that'd be great. There we go. And this is what I wanted to do. And we just keep looping this until we eventually inevitably miss. Yep, well, that didn't take long. And we'll end up getting enough armor to the point where we can just one-shot with her. Unfortunately, she is 3 mana short right now, but I can keep just messing with him. I'm going to use the second one first this time, just to make sure he doesn't die, giving him his little bit of armor boost right there. It doesn't look like he has a skull distraction. Oh, yeah, it does. Never mind, right there. So he'll take that. We'll cast this one more time, and yeah, we'll cast this one more time, and then we'll just swipe for her mana if we don't get it off the cascade. Let's see. Well, we didn't get enough for that. We'll throw this down, and yeah, we'll just have to retrieve her mana most likely. Or we could actually cast on it, I guess. We could do this on something like a red, and that might be able to bring it close enough. Oh, I should have done the other one first. Luckily, you got an extra turn, so I didn't even need to worry about it. So I guess we throw Tesla now. I'm pretty sure this is a full team wipe worth value. I'm not going to bother calculating it, but I'm pretty sure that is enough damage. Yeah, way enough. And there we go, team wipe. Probably could have casted that actually a lot earlier, but there we go. The armor buff into a single shot Tesla on the entire enemy team. You could also use that with a guard's avatar. The only problem with using it with guard's avatar or a Rowan or something like that is those things do physical damage, and once you do, you're losing half your damage potential on a Tesla. So I figured I'd just go for the single Tesla kill for the team wipe. So yeah, that will wrap it up for this video. We will be doing a stream later covering more with Tesla, because this is actually a really fun week. There are a lot of things we have to do. One last note, again, I will just remind you, don't overspend your event keys this week. Because next week is, of course, the new Kingdom event week, and you'll definitely want to get some of the new troops just to start building up the new Kingdom. And if the new Legendary is actually decent, of course, you'd want it for the new Legendary as well. So definitely make sure not to overspend your keys. There are quite a few good things in the drop table this week, mainly like Tesla and the other 2 legends, but mainly Tesla. But do keep in mind you will need some for next week as well. So don't go through all of them. If you do, make sure you at least have some gems on reserve so you can spend them into event keys. But anyways, that'll wrap it up for this video. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.